Hey everybody, Ranlove here, aka Gadget. Today we're going to be hiking the Sand Branch Loop, part of the Lone Star Trail. These loops, the Richards Loop, the Sand Branch Trail, they comprise about 32 miles of extra loop trails from the Lone Star hiking trail. And today we're going to be hiking it. It's a really nice day today. It's one of the nicer days. It's been raining a lot. It's been cool here in southeast Texas. We are again in the piney woods. We're going to be cooking some lunch later today, and it should be a wonderful day. It's a clear sky. It's about 53 degrees. So stick with me, and we'll get started in just a second. Well, we're almost ready to go. I just thought I'd show you my gear. We're carrying about 20 pounds of gear today. I'm going to try to hang my hammock out with some new gear. I'm going to see how that works out. And of course, most of it's just water. So we got a few essentials. We got lunch, some snacks, and we'll be looking forward to getting that hammock set up out in the wild and see how that works. Let me give you a 360, show you what I'm carrying. It's a Smith & Wesson pack. Pretty decent little pack for day trips. It's very comfortable on me. I'm not exactly sure how much gear, cubic inch wise, it holds, but it was about $49 at Academy. So let me show you where we're going, and we'll get started. Okay, boys and girls, here's where we're going to be going. We're parked right here. We're going to take the West Fork Trail over to here, and then we're going to take the Little Creek Lake Loop Trail down here over to the Sand Branch Trail. Then we're going to cut across to the Lone Star Trail, and we're going to go all the way back up here, back to the parking area. And that whole loop is about 5 3/4 miles. I hope to stop right here. There's a pond there, so that looks like it might be a good place to stop and have lunch. That's about 3 miles down the road. And where we'll be coming out on the other side of the road, which is right over there. So let me get this thing situated, and we'll be getting started here in just a second. Well, okay, we're ready to get started. Everything's locked up, and we're going to head on down the trail. It's been pretty muddy here lately. We've had a lot of rain. And the other day, we had a whole bunch of rain. And then it was followed by a whole bunch of wind yesterday. Lots and lots of wind. So I imagine that we're going to find lots and lots of trees across the trail today. Remember, we had that really big drought a couple of years ago, and so all the trees that were going to die have died. And those are probably going to be all the way across the trail. So we'll check it out and we'll see. Kind of muddy today. I kind of halfway expected that, but with all the wind that we had yesterday, I kind of figured that we'd have a lot of this drying up. So we're off to a muddy start. Really, really pretty. Let me give you a shot of the start of the trail here, and and the sun coming through. I don't know if you can see this or not. I think you can. Absolutely gorgeous day. Very quiet. And we're going to try to make some better time today. As you recall, on the Richards Loop, I did a lot of filming, a lot of stopping. And so we're going to try to get on down the trail a little bit. We are in daylight savings time, so we got an extra hour, which is good. So let me turn this thing off. We are using the Maprika app for the iPhone. I will be showing you that a little bit later as we move on down the road. So let me turn this thing off and really put some mileage behind me, see if we can get on down the trail a little bit, and I'll get back to you. Well, while I was talking, I got on the wrong trail. I got down the pipeline easement, and if I'd have bothered to actually read the sign, I'd have figured that out. So I did a little backtracking. Didn't go down there very long. So we need to get back onto the trail. So the trail is going to be back over this way. So let me find the trailhead. Shame on me for not looking. But it's so nicely defined here, it looks as if this is the trail. Check it out. So I think the trail is over here, where the registration box is, where I was a minute ago. Okay. Well, there's the sign. And I'm assuming I have to walk down the road a little bit to get where I'm going. Yep, I see it. I kind of thought that was kind of weird because they had a 2-track going down there. Alright, this looks like where we need to go. And there's some blazes on the tree, but they're not very well defined. They should be black. Maybe that's the trailhead. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's get back on the trail. Well, here's where we are just about ready to pick up another trail. Right now we're on the Lone Star hiking trail. Hence the white blazes. And we're going to make our way down into this gully and cross this area. Well, I expected to see a lot more water. But we're going to be crossing, we're going to be going back around here. We're going to get in a creek bed, and then we're going to go up this area to where you see the signs here. Well, we negotiated that without too much of a problem. I could see during a big rain that would be like fording a little mini river. But it dried up pretty fast evidently. It was just sandy sand down there. And this is where I turned north on my last video. Behind me and up this way, up that way, is part of the Richards Loop. We're going to be going on the West Fork Trail, which I came down on my last video, and then I turned north to get back to the car going this way. And here you have the blue blazes. And we're going to be headed this way for about 3/10 of a mile. And then we're going to pick up the Little Lake Creek Loop again, and that's an orange blaze. So we'll get on down this way. Trail's looking pretty good this morning. I'm really glad that it wasn't that other part, because that other part with the 2-track and 4-wheelers going down there was pretty nasty. That would have been a slog. But as you can see, it's quite a nice day. Sun coming through the trees. Here we got our first little bridge crossing. Hey, and I hear water. How about that? Running water. That's pretty cool. You don't normally see that. Creek running down there. That'd be a good place to pick up some water for your canteen. Don't need any today. I'm carrying about almost 3 liters. And I'll be using some of that for cooking and some of that for drinking. I'll get up here a ways and I'll show you where we are using the Maparika app when I get to the fork in the trail. Y'all might remember in my other video on the Richards Loop, I told you this could really get very bushy in the summertime. Well, it's March 26th, I believe. You lose track when you get tired. And after all that rain, you can see what I'm talking about. All this little scrubby stuff in here. And we're approaching, yes, we're approaching the fork in the trail. I showed you this point last time I was here. There's the orange blaze for the Little Creek Lake Loop that goes this way and this way. It crosses right here. And we're just coming off the West Fork Trail. That was the blue blazes. Okay, well, let me show you where we're at. We parked right here and we walked the Lone Star Trail to here, and we took the West Fork Trail here, and the blue flashing dot is where we're at right now. So now we turn south and we take the Little Lake Creek Loop south. And as you can see, we're on the Sand Branch Loop, and that goes down here and continues on around and comes back up here. So we'll be stopping every once in a while and we'll show you where we're at using the iPhone 6 Plus and the Maparika mapping program. Well, I just ran into another camper. He was camping down here at the pond, and he told me to kind of watch out down here that there's a little bog. So, good thing I got my waterproof boots on. Well, this would be the little bog that he was talking about. Shouldn't be a big problem. Looks fairly deep though. I think I might opt to go around. Well, we come to a road crossing. This is 211A on the map. It's a forestry road. And we're going to be going right over there. Here's some of the ferns that are just starting to spring up. Very pretty in the sunlight. Well, we've been going downhill for the last, third of a mile, half a mile. And now we've come to this really big gully. This would definitely be a low water crossing if it was raining. Definitely want to be careful here. Well, the water crossing went very well. Didn't even need to get both hands free. Well, here we are at another road crossing. This is a branch off that main road that I came in on. You can see the blue dot, which is right there. And we got about 1.6 miles to go to the pond where we're going to have lunch today. This is really interesting. I thought I'd show you this. I just crossed the little road here and you can see all the pine trees. I mean, they're just packed in there, just like cordwood, piney forest over there. And I just crossed the road, and as I come around on this trail I run into some Yaupon hollies and other leafing deciduous trees. I mean, the graduation line is that severe, if you want to call it severe. You got the pine trees in back of me, and over this way we've got all these deciduous trees. Well, we got about an hour to go maybe. We got one more mile to the pond. It's been kind of uphill and downhill. There's some logs across the trail, but this trail is really nice. We've gotten into the old wood section. I call it the old wood section. It's kind of like old forest, oaks, pines, whatever else. We come to another road. This is Forest Service Road 211. If I needed to get back to the car, I could take this road, I believe, and that'd take me back to the car if I didn't want to do the trail. Nice road, well traveled. Well, we finally arrived at the campsite. It's a well-used campsite by the pond. I think I'm going to set my hammock up over here and have some lunch. I got the water boiling. Got the hammock set up over here. Pretty nice setup. The pond looks really nice. Well, dinner's ready. Hammock's ready. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy my dinner. Lunch, whatever it is. Nice and comfy. Oh. Mountain House. What have I got? Spaghetti with meat sauce. Pretty good. Well, the hike out was interesting. We did about, I'm guessing about 2.5, 3 miles. Maybe a little more to here. Really nice campsite. I'm really pleased with this. This is excellent. Right by the pond. If we go back this way and turn, it's the Little Creek Lake Loop Trail. Little Lake Creek Loop Trail going this way. And where I came in is over this way, and I walked around the pond here to this campsite. But I'll be going back around this way and taking the Sand Branch Trail back over to the Lone Star Trail. So, and then it's a pretty straight shot from there. It looked pretty boring. That's why I did this part first. And I'm going to do the other part later this afternoon. It's a straight line shot. It looks like it goes down some kind of right-of-way. So I didn't figure it would be really great, so I'm saving that for this afternoon after I eat. Well, we got the campsite cleaned up. It's approaching 3 o'clock. It's time to get going. Got about 2.5 miles to go back that way. Just got to go over here and get my coffee, which I will drink on the way. Yay! Well, here we are at the crossroads, going back. We're going to be taking the Sand Branch Trail, going north. And that's that way. We're going to be following the Yellow Blazes. 7/10 of a mile to the Lone Star Hiking Trail, and then we'll take that north for about 1.25 miles. So let's get started. Well, here's a primitive campsite. Let's see what it looks like. Wonder how far off it is. Well, here we are at the Sand Branch campsite. Somebody left a stool. Really nice campfire ring, some firewood. Got a tent site over here. Have another one over here. I suppose you could put a tent right there. This would be perfect between this tree and that tree for my hammock. So that's a good deal. Seems a shame that somebody left their stool. I think I'll take this thing and put it up underneath the eave here. Well, here we are at the junction. Forest Service Road 244. I did not know you could park a car here. And I'm pretty sure that the trail just goes right on down this road. Or no. We have a little ways to go yet. Looks like it continues over here. All right. Well, it's about 3:30. I killed some time going over there to that campsite. And then spilled most of my coffee down my shirt. Not a good idea. You know, these are the things you got to do before you go on a real camping trip. You need to work all the kinks out. So when I was hanging my hammock, I noticed that I had forgotten one of my tree straps. But I made do with some paracord that I had in the pack. Just one of those things. It's time to make a list next time. I just kind of threw this thing together. Okay, another hike, another fork in the road. If we go that way, that takes us over to 149, the one that I showed you the other day when I was geocaching. That would be that way. Looks like it's 4.1 miles that way to the parking lot via the Pole Creek Trail, and campsite is that way. This whole other area over here is Little Lake Creek Wilderness, and they let you know. Got 1.7 miles to go to lot number 2, and when I videoed the Richards Loop, that's parking lot number 1, and that's 5.1 miles. Luckily we're not doing that. So let's head on down this way. I thought this was going to be a road, but it's not. But this is a pretty straight trail. It doesn't make very many turns after I head out on this trail. So headed on down the road. Well, this trail goes straight, and for so far, it's like a swamp. All that rainwater's come straight down this trail, and it's made it pretty difficult to walk. So this is going to be a real slog, unfortunately. And it looks like it's uphill to boot. Well, here's something they need to fix. That's obviously the trail. I'll bet this tree just fell over last few days. Looks like I'll find a way around it, because I can see the trail on the other side. Interesting. I'll need a chainsaw for this one. I must tell you that the Sand Branch Trail is in much better shape than the Lone Star Trail. Lots of muck and slogging on this stretch. Hopefully it'll get better as we go uphill and get over the berm there. And here we have another big tree. This just fell over, I bet you, this last couple days ago. You can see how it's pulled the trees down. I really need to get out here with a chainsaw. No doubt about it. Well, we come to another fork in the road. The North Wilderness Trail is that way. We are on the Lone Star Hiking Trail. And our parking lot number 2 is 0.55 miles away. So I got a half a mile to go. It's been getting a little easier. But boy, you sure don't want to do this part of the trail during a rain or after a rain. You might as well wear your waders. Onward and upward. Well, everybody, we made it back. That last part of the trail was really tough. So I'd advise if you were going to do that part of the trail to go another direction. So until next time, this is Gadget. Have good hiking. We'll see you next time.